In today's episode, you're going to get to see a beautiful 2003 Lamborghini Murciélago. Hello everybody, welcome to Classic Car ChitChat. My name is Kevin. If this is the first time you're coming to my channel, then welcome. I really appreciate you being here today. If you've been to my channel before, then as always, welcome back. Thank you so much for the comments that you leave for me, for the thumbs up, as well as you subscribing, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is available. In today's episode, you're going to meet a gentleman. His name is Mike. You've met him before. I'll put a link into the past video where he's got a collection of absolutely stunning and gorgeous cars. Today, you get to go up close and personal, if you will, with a 2003 Lamborghini Murciélago. This thing is a beast. It is a 6.2 liter V12, 572 horsepower engine. It is gorgeous. What makes this special is that this is the 40th anniversary edition of this car. They made only 50 of these in this gorgeous blue color, of which Mike has number 10. So without further ado, hop in, let's go for a drive, and let's check out this beautiful Lamborghini. Tell me about your Lamborghini.
This is a 2003 Lamborghini Murciélago, 6.2 liter V12, 572 horsepower. Back in its time, it was one of the very few cars that can break the 200 mile an hour barrier. Murciélago was introduced in 2002. The successor of the Diablo. I fell in love with the vehicles, my favorite Lamborghini. Everything about it is just absolutely beautiful. And then in 2003 was the 40th anniversary of Lamborghini's existence. In that year, they made what you have in front of you here, something that I've chased down for many, many, many years and haven't been able to get my hands on one. And I was fortunate enough to come across this vehicle. This is number 10 of only 50 produced. All of them looked identical other than the badge of their number. So this one's 10 of 50.
And the color?
The color, when translated to English, is called a Green Jade. I know on your camera it's looking like light blue to the audience, but there's a very deep color to it, and there is a green teal type of jade depth to the car.
You're right. And it's funny because the way the light just hits it, suddenly you see that green, and other times you see the blue out of it.
So the color was unique to just these 50 units. The rims were unique to these 50 units. They were the dark gray rims. The exhaust system was unique to these 50 units.
And you actually strayed away from your wild 40th. In your license plate, you actually called it the 40th bull.
I can talk to it. There's a reasonable explanation.
All right, explain yourself.
The yellow Lamborghini is Wild Bull, and I wanted them both to be bulls. So, and I wanted to kind of emphasize that it's a 40th anniversary, which is what makes it so special. So it was a 40th bull. So we did a departure from the wild. The interior on these vehicles were all unique to this vehicle. The coloring, the badging is here. They went with the two-tone seats. By this time in Lamborghini's evolution, they made their own stereo systems. Actually, Lamborghini produced, and they fit very nice in the Lamborghinis. To pay homage to the earlier Lamborghinis, these 50 purposely had an aftermarket Alpine stereo kind of chunking out there, not really blending in nicely, to pay homage to those older Lamborghinis. So that is correct to have a Alpine system in the car.
Because you're right, you kind of think, oh, what happened here?
Yeah, because in the 80s, Ferrari and Lamborghini, farmed out their systems to Alpine and whatnot. The seats are what was called at the time an asymmetrical design. The driver's seat is black with the perforated on the edges, whereas the passenger seat is more of a dark gray without them. It was just a unique,
You're right.
a
Yes,
unique
now
styling cue.
Now you point it out. May I open the other?
Yes,
other door?
absolutely. It was a unique styling cue.
I can't get over the radio, Mike. Oh, this is effortless. Oh, there's something magical about the way this opens. Yes, you're right about the seats.
Yeah, very special car. Again, being a lover of Murciélagos, you know, this was kind of always the one to get a hold of. But with only 50 made, very, very difficult. So I was very fortunate. The guys at MVL helped me out, and we were able to make a dream come true.
Were you able to go to the factory where they actually produce them, Mike?
I have not. It's on my bucket list, a to-do list.
Good Lord,
But
it's all engine.
I have not. Again, a V12, 6.2 liter,
Oh my goodness me.
no type of forced induction at all.
Is that all carbon fiber?
That's carbon fiber, yes, on the outside. The Murciélago, the Lamborghinis are all named after famous Spanish bulls. So Murciélago in Spanish is the bat, and it was apparently a famous bull in the Spanish bullfighting.
Really?
When the car is driven hard and comes up to a certain temperature, these side scoops, you can see yours there, this is hinged here, they open up. So they actually hinge and open up to allow more air to come in and feed the engine.
Interesting. And then
This one, above a certain speed, this will come up automatically. Again, it's not controlled from the inside to stabilize the car at higher speeds.
Amazing. And gas is only on the one side, you don't have to.
That's correct.
And just premium unleaded, that's the only
Premium
thing you can run
unleaded.
with? Yeah.
And that makes her happy.
I'd hate to ask you, in terms of the fuel efficiency, it can't be that efficient, right?
I have no idea to answer that.
Yes,
but
and you don't even want to look into that, right?
Well, it's a function of how you drive it.
Yes.
So when I take her out, it's definitely not fuel efficient because we enjoy it when we take it out.
And so you should. You got to hear the engine. I love the trim elements on this car.
Would you like me to start it?
Yes.
Reminds me of it's angry when it gets started.
Yes. And you feel the vibration. You feel it inside. There's just that beat to it.
It's not happy that we woke her up from her sleep.
Look how pretty she looks with the doors open as well.
Pardon me?
Look how pretty she looks with the doors open as well, right?
Well, that's kind of the signature Lamborghini thing for their V12s anyways. This was also a Canadian car, a Canadian delivery. It wasn't imported in from the US.
So do you try and stick with Canadian cars, or you go wherever you find the car?
I go wherever I find a car that's the right car. When my time came to have the opportunity to buy a car like this, it could have been from any country.
I bet. How much space is there in the front? Is there any storage?
There is some storage in the front. Did it pop?
Okay. A little bit of space.
Yeah, this tilts.
not golf club.
Not golf clubs. If you're a golfer, you're out of luck. Well, if you could,
What's in the back?
that's a car cover.
Okay. So that comes with the car?
That comes with the car.
Right.
And then the owner's manual and, you know, different miscellaneous parts that come with it.
Right on. So now you got us started. Do you think we should take her out on the road?
I think that's a
We
great
should, right?
idea.
Yeah, okay. It'd be a shame not to. Wow. It's like you're sitting on the floor, Mike.
So a couple of other quirks, you'll see the seat belts come from the opposite side.
Oh, yes, that's true. You know what, Mike? It's funny. I mean, I'm looking at the car. I know it's low, but you don't realize how low it is until you actually get into it.
You actually get into the car.
And onto the road.
Yeah.
Where do you hold this? Here?
Yeah.
Oop.
And don't be shy with her. Give her a good bang. She's strong.
Well, hang on. What? No reverse camera? What kind of car is this?
2003.
Back in the day.
2003. You have to use your mirrors. Heaven forbid.
Oh, they are nice mirrors, though, aren't they?
Yes. Well, the car's so wide, they have to be extra long to sort of get around it.
Mike, she's surprisingly quiet.
Yeah, it's nice on the inside, which is a good or bad thing, you know.
It can be, yes.
Oh, I forgot about the bike.
Shall I move it?
No, it'll be okay. I should be able to get around that thing. Well, horns on the side.
Well, at least we know the horn works, right? Pay extra for that little feature. Or was that an optional?
That was an option. Would you like the windows rolled down, or?
Yeah, I think we should. Don't you? Just listen
Those are in
to
the center here. It also has the hydraulic feature for the front end that lifts the front end 3 inches.
And
when
that's to go over curbs.
Over curbs or speed bumps.
Yeah.
It launches, and then once you hit a certain speed, I think it's about 40 kilometers, it automatically comes down.
Mike, that sound is so beautiful.
It's a symphony.
Yes. It's interesting when I see your dash, it's relatively clean. Like there's not a lot of nonsense there, right? You just get your speedometer, your tach,
Very, very
couple of
clean.
gauges, just the basics. That's all you need.
And then if you need other stuff, they hide it to keep it clean. Like this here will come up,
Oh yes.
and you'll have your temperature
right?
controls, etc. But yeah, they really were going for that clean aesthetic, which is why they made this where it folds. The Murciélago was also the last production Lamborghini vehicle that came in manual. What replaced it, the Aventador, was dual clutch automatic only. So it makes these a very special and desirable vehicle.
You definitely feel the power in this little girl. You think there was an election running or something, the way everything's going on?
The suspension has 4 separate settings. I usually leave it on auto, and based on the driving and how it feels the road, it will adjust it. But if you did have it in a track, you would force it to the race setting.
And you're only in the second gear?
Yeah. And we haven't really...
We haven't even got a warm yet.
we haven't taken it to the power band
Oh
yet.
my Lord.
Hopefully we can find a street where we can at least get up into the higher RPMs and where the car is happiest. Actually, I wanted to make a left over there. We'll try it up here.
Oh well, we'll be slightly longer. What the heck?
This is our downtown Glen
It's
Williams.
very nice. I've never been to Glen Williams.
It's a hamlet of Georgetown.
It's kind of like what Streetsville is to Mississauga. I guess.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Well said, well said.
This definitely turns heads, Mike, doesn't it?
No doubt about that. A
How can you
Lamborghini.
not look at this car?
I would honestly say of all my vehicles, the Lamborghinis are definitely a head turner.
Yeah,
And when the doors open, even more so.
for sure. The only thing you gotta master, Mike, is getting in and out gracefully, so you don't look like a complete goof. I've seen videos of people trying to get in and out of these cars, and it's hilarious.
Well, Kevin, bad news for you and I is as we get older,
Yes.
that becomes harder and harder to achieve.
Yep.
And sooner or later, it becomes an ordeal.
You're gonna have to experience that one day. But,
And that's when it's time to have other people drive your car for you.
Oh, and here's a speed bump, just to kind of show us.
Yeah. Maybe beyond the speed bump, we might be able to stretch its legs a little bit.
So, yeah. Oh my God.
We got into third.
Jesus, Mike.
That pretty much
Oh
was
yeah,
second.
that was third gear.
Oh,
That
actually,
is something else.
I switched to third and
And you have to stop.
then on the brakes. So we got to 150 in second. And that's enough of driving fast for
Wow. How many times have you been stopped by the police?
today. Well, this car is fairly new, but in the other Lamborghini, I was stopped once.
Okay.
Great officer.
Yes.
I was missing the front plate because it's on with the Velcro,
Right.
and I just had the car wrapped. So I did have it with me and explained it to him. He was really good. And then he said, anyways, walk me around the car and tell me a little bit about it. And then when it was time to go, he goes, look, because I'm going to go a little bit on the road. We're going to wait till it's clear.
Yeah.
Because I want you to leave. Because I want you to get on it a little bit. I don't want you to spin the tires or break the law.
But I want to hear it.
I want to hear it. Bring it up to speed
Yeah.
a little bit faster than usual. He was a great guy.
Awesome.
So I was able to oblige him happily. Other than that, it was pretty good. You know, for the purposes of this video, I pushed the car a little bit. I usually don't speed too much. I'm more of a get to your speed quickly.
Yes.
I'm not a top end type person.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense. I would agree.
I've always been like that. Even
Yep.
when I raced, it was drag racing.
Yep.
Really high speeds kind of scared me. So I like the acceleration
Yes.
of vehicles. That appeals more to me than top end.
But you know what it really feels like, Mike, is when you're accelerating in this, it's like you're on a Disney World ride. Like you really feel the G-forces. And literally, I mean, you just got to about third gear and that's about it. So,
Yeah, and you know what? One of the big features about this car and what was unique to the Murciélago when it came out is this is an all-wheel drive system.
really?
It is.
Okay.
It is. So the power goes to all 4 tires.
So this is kind of your winter car if you really have to.
I don't think it would go very far in a Canadian winter.
And I know you mentioned this earlier, but you managed to get this from BC, was it?
No.
Where did you find this one?
This car, my good friend at MVL Leasing, he always knew that it was one of my dream cars, and came across I guess it would be an estate sale. It was someone had passed away, the previous owner, and they were auctioning off, or I guess liquidating his assets, and himself and a few other dealers were invited to do a silent bid. So him and I spoke prior, and he went in and got the vehicle, and obviously because I was part of the process, I had a kind of the first opportunity to secure it for myself.
Good for you.
Him and I worked out a deal. At the time, I had a 2006 Mercedes SLR. That's the McLaren Mercedes where they got together.
Yeah.
It had the gull-wing doors, and was able to trade that in as well as some money, and be lucky enough to
get
own a 40th anniversary.
So speaking of the suspension, you feel the road.
Absolutely.
But in a nice way. Like it's not a rough ride, but it feels tight. If I'm explaining that right, like it really does feel comfortable, but it feels as though even when you're accelerating, you still have control over the car.
Absolutely, it's very tight. You feel everything, but not jolty. You feel it, but it's dampened somewhat. It is comfortable for short rides. I did a rally recently for about 4.5 hours, and after hour 3, at least at my age, it was enough time in it.
Right.
So 3 hours is my limit.
Right. But it is a comfortable car.
Oh, beautiful.
Like even the support, the lumbar support and everything else that you get on this?
You know, a lot of people forget until you actually get to the car. They're a very big, heavy vehicle. You know, it's not your traditional, you think of it as something really small.
Right.
You know, like, I'm 6 foot tall and there's a lot of room. And that width and that wheelbase does add to the comfort.
My God, I know you got a rear view mirror, but there's not a big window back there to look at it.
You know, surprisingly, even with those slats, there is a little bit. It is better. It's definitely improved from the Countaches.
Okay.
But yes, not really built for going in reverse. But definitely the windshield are meant for going forward. And handles like you're on rails. Just incredible.
I bet your youngest kids can't wait to get their driver's licenses. And they're all boys at that too, so that'd be amazing.
Absolutely. My second oldest just graduated grade 8 last year.
Wow.
And because of COVID, it was a drive-up graduation.
Right.
And this is the car he wanted to be driven up with. So
Why not?
the school and the teachers got a big kick out of it.
Yeah.
It kind of came up, and there was an extra photo shoot. So it was a really good experience.
The most popular kid in school probably after that.
And this is my most recent acquisition. I've had this car now for 3 or 4 months.
You know what,
So
it's funny you say that, but there's still that passion in you when you get behind the wheel of this car. You're still excited about it, right?
Love it.
That's nice.
Love it. I love it. I love them all in their own unique way.
Yes.
But because she's the newest, I'm extra excited.
So Mike, it is a bit of a babe magnet, you do realize that?
Pardon me?
It's a bit of a babe magnet. Right?
I guess for a younger man, that would be true.
That would be a good thing, yes.
The dog's gonna bark a lot now.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, because
Yeah,
now he's
all
excited.
excited.
He's excited I'm home.
Shall I move the bike out?
No.
Or are you gonna be good?
I'm good. Okay, Diesel, don't worry.
Amazing, Mike. And I love the Alpine stereo right there. That
Yeah,
is just priceless.
that's paying homage to the
Back in the day.
back in the day.
But remember,
Because
as
if you
kids,
look
we
at-
always wanted those kinds of radios.
Yeah,
in the
because
car.
we saw them in the
Yeah.
Ferraris and Lambos. If you look inside that car, that's the proper Lamborghini stereo.
Okay.
I mean, it fits in beautiful. It doesn't look like an afterthought.
Yes. That's what makes this unique and
Yes.
special, though.
There you go. You get underneath
Look
it,
at
push
that.
it up.
Let's see if I can do this as gracefully as you just did. Oh, it's not so bad.
No.
Especially
And,
since it opens up so wide.
And different people do have different techniques of how to get in. Some people go butt first and then bring the legs in. I put a leg in.
I wonder if they have classes on how to get in and out of a Lamborghini. Maybe that's a video right there.
If they do, no owner will ever admit that they had to
Yes.
take them.
How to get in and out of a Lamborghini gracefully.